Good afternoon, I'm April Albritton and you're watching Wildlife Kingdom News, your source for the latest animal news updates. But before we enter into the wild, we're going to stay a little closer to home. Boston was no doubt on all of our minds last week as we watched our fellow Americans experience a bombing during the Boston Marathon. The suspects were eventually found, but not before taking the lives of 3 people and injuring more than 100. But within all this despair, our American brothers and sisters have found comfort, and it comes in the form of man's best friend. NBC's Kerry Sanders has the story.
For 2 days, all 15-year-old David Yepes has heard and thought about are his injuries from the second explosion.
This is Ruthie.
But today, David smiled.
Yeah, we have a dog at home, but he's a small Yorkie Terrier.
For just a moment, Luther and Ruthie made the shrapnel that tore through his left leg and the painful second-degree burns almost an afterthought.
It's relaxing. It kind of takes my mind away from everything that's going on.
Come on in.
Today, Lutheran Church Charities deployed the Comfort Brigade at Tufts Medical Center. Dogs that have recently been working with other recovering children in Newtown, Connecticut.
Come on, puppy.
Quiet, peaceful visitors who Leanne Yanni says set her nerves at ease just hours before the surgery on her wounded leg.
Animals, they just have a different sense. They don't talk back to you. Oh my goodness, huh?
The comfort dogs are like furry therapists, and it's not just those who were injured that need relief.
How nice is it for you to have just a different moment here with a dog?
My stress level has gone way down.
They sense love. They sense that somebody's caring. And they sense that in the midst of darkness, there's light.
This is Luther.
Companionship, compassion, and comfort when it's needed the most.
You are a big puppy for 2.
Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Boston.
There's nothing like the love from a pet to get you through those hard times. And speaking of hard times, cats are said to have 9 lives. And if that's true, then a cat in Elkhart, Indiana just used up one of them. ABC's Jacqueline Kelly has the story.
Meet Freeway. This little guy earned the name after Elkhart animal control officers found him here along the bypass, curled up on a highway sign 25 feet in the air.
Freeway was in definitely a tight predicament. He's one of the luckiest cats I've ever seen.
From the overpass down to the sign, it's 25 feet. The sign another 15 feet out from the ledge. And animal control says there's only one way a cat could get there.
There's only one logical explanation, and that is he was tossed from the top and actually landed on there.
Tossed out like a piece of trash. Freeway clung to the sign for nearly 2 days before he was discovered and then rescued.
Well, that's pretty cruel. It's pretty cold that somebody would do that. And the chances of him landing on that sign were, 100 to 1 odds that he would land on it.
Luckily, a driver spotted the cat and called the Humane Society. Ely says in most cases, they're too late, which is why today was even more extraordinary.
That's one of the reasons why I took this job. This is one of the chances that I get to prove to myself that I'm doing something good out there.
When they got Freeway down from the sign, he had nothing but a small scratch on his leg. And in a matter of days, he'll be ready for a new home.
What an amazing story to hear. We definitely hope that Freeway can find a home and a family that loves him. Well, coming up, we'll come face to face with a furry little tin wreck and learn more about it and its endangered habitat. All that after the break.
In life, making family memories can be nothing short of incredible.
Surprise! We're going to Disneyland right now.
Right now?
Right now. What do you think?
And Disney memories, they're magic things you can hold on to for all time.
Read to the girls what that box says.
Disney memories keep our children young in our hearts for the rest of our lives and color our tomorrows with the best of our yesterdays. They sing to us whenever we need them to and dance for us in our dreams. which is why they're so important. Well, here's the very best part.
I am so excited!
Your Disney memory can begin this very moment.
We're getting on the plane right now and going to Disneyland. We're going to California.
Welcome back. I am here with Colin Foote from the Virginia Zoo in Norfolk, Virginia, and he brought us a little friend. So tell us about this. What is he?
This is Sue, and she is a pygmy hedgehog tenrec. Tenrecs are a pretty special kind of animal. They are only found one place in Madagascar. It's the only island in the world. And you can see she kind of is called a pygmy hedgehog because she has these spines or spikes or quills on her. Would you like to give her?
Yeah. What animal family is she from?
So she is an insectivore.
Okay.
And so that's the same thing as like regular hedgehogs and other animals like that. But she is not related to those. They're their own special kind of species. And tenrecs are pretty special because in Madagascar, they're the only ones that when the island broke off of Africa, they were the only animals that were there that kind of had mouse-like qualities. And so they were able to fill up a whole bunch of different, so some of them are like hedgehogs, some of them are kind of like otters, some live in the trees. So they're a pretty different family. And you can see she's a little active. She has very tiny eyes, so she's doing a lot of smelling and listening right now.
How is this as big as
this is about as big as she's going to get. Okay. She's actually already had babies, so she's a mom. So this is...
She's a mother. Mother's Day coming up. Get her a present.
So...
oh, she just ran at me.
Yeah, she is very comfortable. This is a little special.
So what does she eat?
She eats insects. So here at the zoo, we give her a lot of mealworms and crickets. But in the wild, anything that she can catch, she'll eat. And she actually has big molars in the back of her mouth that she uses to her favorite of grasshoppers.
Okay.
Well, she'll get them, and then she'll just crush the head first and then just stuff it in her mouth.
Oh, very cool. And so are they endangered at all?
She is not. A lot of the tenrecs are because Madagascar is such a small island relatively compared to Africa that a lot of the forest and the habitat is going away. And so it's hard for them to find another place to live, especially since they're just used to living in Madagascar. There's not really many special places out there. But her species is actually pretty safe. It's the rest of them. There's about 34 total species of tenrec in the tenrec group.
So I've never even heard of tenrec.
They are pretty special.
Yeah. So what could people do? Is there anything to learn more information about them or the endangered habitat in Madagascar?
You can always check online. The zoo website has a lot of stuff, and just pretty much any zoo will have information about different animals. And it's not just this, especially today on Earth Day. A lot of habitats need help, and so any education that you can give yourself is always better for the planet.
Yeah. So do they get hunted, or is this like a defense mechanism?
This is a defense mechanism. She doesn't get hunted by people. This is as big as she gets. And so she actually just goes around eating insects.
Okay.
But in
Madagascar, any other animals?
A lot of other animals like mice and rats, dogs and cats that got introduced to the island by sailors.
Okay.
Now they will take, she's obviously, you can tell, she's a ferocious animal.
So how long do they generally live?
In the wild, usually this species will live about 6 years.
Okay.
In captivity, animals usually live a little longer, so about 13.
Okay.
So she right now, I believe, is about 1.5 years. So
she's
she has a
little young.
A lot more to do.
So when they have babies, how many did she have?
She had, usually they have between 2 and 10. I'm not sure exactly. It was her, and we had 2 other females that all kind of had babies at the same time.
Okay. Very cool.
An influx.
So with Sue and Colin Foote, thank you so much for joining us. If you want more information about the Norfolk Zoo, you can go to www.virginiazoo.org. And would you share your bed with a mountain lion? One woman in Lithuania is doing just that. More on that story after the break.
In life, making family memories can be nothing short of incredible.
Surprise! We're going to Disneyland right now.
Right now?
Right now. What do you think?
And Disney memories, they're magic things you can hold on to for all time.
Read to the girls what that box says.
Disney memories keep our children young in our hearts for the rest of our lives and color our tomorrows with the best of our yesterdays. They sing to us whenever we need them to and dance for us in our dreams, which is why they're so important. Well, here's the very best part.
I am so excited!
Your Disney memory can begin this very moment.
We're getting on the plane right now and going to Disneyland. We're going to California. Well, are you excited?
West African seahorses are disappearing quickly, but one Zoological Society of London researcher encountered a big, or rather small, surprise. National Geographic has the story.
For possibly the first time, video of the little-known West African seahorse has been captured in the wild. Zoological Society of London researcher Kate West recorded the video while traveling with local fishermen off the coast of Senegal.
So we've seen the first live seahorse, which is only about this big, and it's really quite difficult to film.
Researchers are concerned for this and other seahorse species because within the last 20 years or so, they have been increasingly harvested and exported for use in traditional Chinese medicine. An estimated 150 million are used in the traditional medicine trade each year. Poor visibility and rough diving conditions make it difficult to study the West African seahorse, so little is known about it. The bright reddish-brown seahorse is one of 2 species native to West Africa, and it's believed they are exported around the world. Since 2002, the West African seahorse has been on the IUCN Red List of threatened species.
Well, that's it for today's show, but don't forget you can always check out more information online at wildlifekingdomnews.com. I'm April Albritton, and I'll see you next time for your latest animal news updates.